Well, it's deadline day in Northern Ireland and we're hoping to do a little bit more work to the squad, but all of the action is on the pitch and I think it's going to be a very tense season. Every single game has been settled by one goal so far, and without our goal scorer back to full fitness and form, this time wasting becomes even more important. Let's see if we need to employ it today and whether we can add anyone to the squad. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 19 of Lifting Spirits with me, Daniel. We are back for transfer deadline day and I think on the pitch we've learned that this is going to be a very tense season. We are back in form but only just, and every single game is going to the wire. So if you're looking forward to seeing if we can get any deadline day deals done, in addition to the one or two that have come in and out since the last episode, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. If it's as quiet as we expect, we will also show a double header in the league, one against the bottom side, Ballymena and Ballinamallard, who have just come down and were expected to be runners up this season, and then against Ballymena, the expected champions and the current runaway leaders. If you're looking forward to both of those, please do put a thumbs up and subscribe for daily FM23 content. We've had an eventful week so far with a transfer special here yesterday and a big episode in the head coach. You can find that one if you missed it yesterday afternoon up in the eye above. There's also links there to the Twitch channel, some of my top threes, and what should be, if all has gone to plan, a mobile episode from FM23. That one is in the eye above. It should be out today, and I should have had a first look and review of the game. So please check that out if you haven't already. Thank you as always for coming along. But let's go and get straight to transfer news, because since you've been here, we've got a long-term servant leaving and a new addition too, Linfield to the rescue. Let's go and have a look at the transfer centre. Nothing happening at the moment, but we're going to address that during the day and look at our recruitment focuses. We're also going to go to the transfer history though, because one in and one out since you were last with me. The out is a pretty big name and he's gone to join Ethan Warnock. Jordan Shearer has gone to Armagh in the division below, but he's going to be a regular there and I can't begrudge him that. I know he's listed as a fringe player, but it's just for the contract he's getting. He did really well for us, and if you look at his record, 12 goals in 42 games, a lot of those off the bench. He probably deserves more credit than he gets. Good mover off the ball, good finisher. He played really well for us. So Jordan Shearer will be remembered fondly. But there is a man in. Sebastian Becht is one of 3 loan players we went for at Linfield. The other 2 rejected us, one for Ballymena, who will play later today. But Becht has come in and he is versatile, he's young and he's high quality because at 17, he's a German under-20 international. He's a good passer with a good first touch. He's got great natural fitness. Everything else is fine. I mean, he's a little gem. To have him on the bench regularly, starting cup games, whatever else, I mean, I couldn't ask for more. He's not up to match speed yet. That will take a while, but a really good player. He's not going to play up front for us, but centre midfield, attacking mid, right wing, he could potentially cover all of them. Really good addition. No contribution again. These are the types of squad players we need. So Sebastian Becht is in. We're still a little short in a couple of areas though. I'm a little worried if we don't keep Jordan Jenkins fit up front. You'll see a great example of why in a moment. And you saw one in the last episode too, in fairness. And I'm also a bit worried about the strength in depth at the back. But there is some good news on that front. Firstly, let me take you to the last 2 games because they're both 1-0 wins and it's almost quite ironic really because I showed you the Anna game and we were brilliant and somehow lost because we dominated the match. Against Dundela, we scored a goal early on and then we're clinging on for dear life. It was the polar opposite. So I think after 2 games and my disappointment in the last episode, we can officially say these have levelled each other out. The most encouraging thing though perhaps was that it was a really good finish from young Marty Bell. He's still only 15 years of age. I'm asking him to step up a division now as well. And he's done all right, to be fair to him. He played in a cup game in the week and didn't do as great. But 3 league appearances, 2 goals. I mean, he does have talent, doesn't he? If we can sort the personality out, get him training well, hopefully it will all go to plan. But the mentoring group is going to take its time with him. The next game, though, showed just how important a striker is, because against Dergview, who went up to the top tier, albeit they rotated their whole squad, but we'll gloss over that to make us look better. A 1-0 win, and off the bench on his comeback, Jordan Jenkins got the late winner. Really good finish. A half chance was taken. He's going to be so crucial if he stays fit. We have got quite unlucky in all the cups. We had top tier opposition there. We're away to Glentoran in the Antrim Shield. And now we've got Ballymena in the League Cup as well. So I don't think we're going to have any massive cup runs this year. But either way, it was a really good win. The likes of Graham and Darla both came in from the start, looked really solid at the back. A couple of youth players, Miller and Robinson in too. So there's a lot of positives to take from our start to the season. And even the game we lost, as you saw, we played really well. So there's going to be a lot of close games. We'll probably win half and lose half. But as I said, if we keep Jenkins fit, he'll score a lot of match winners for us, as he did last year. So with that done, and me still pretty convinced that we're going to be middle of the road, I'm just looking to add a bit to the squad. We have got some good news in terms of the contractual situations. We've managed to offer Connor Mitchell a reasonable deal now, just about our highest paid player, but low appearances and add-ons. And then Ryan McGivern, who I didn't really want to give a new deal to, because he wanted a lot of money. He's getting a big appearance fee at the moment. It didn't really add up, but now he's accepting a 1-year deal on 20 quid a week with a £3 appearance fee. I mean, I'd be bonkers not to, because he's going to play 1 in 6. And that levels out his appearance fee anyway. So a brilliant addition if we can do that. And then we've got a pretty good core of a squad tied down to deals. A few good loanees too. I'm really confident with where we are at the moment. I think it'll be a solid season. I can easily see us being middle of the road. But despite that, we have got 2 recruitment focuses on the go. They are for centre forward and for just defenders that can cover. We will have a little look at Linfield just in case they've loan listed anyone for the final day too. But if we go through the scout recommendations, basically the best player there is the left back that we didn't sign, Ian Fletcher. That was because he wanted too much money. He wasn't the best jumper. He wasn't the best going forward, but he is okay. So he might well be someone that comes in, given that he's versatile. However, I'm looking at the rest of it and thinking, it's not great, is it? Still can't get Mikey Place from Meola Park. No idea what's going on that front. Why does he not want to leave them to come here? I don't know, but that's his decision. Let's go and have a look at the 2 recruitment focuses specifically and see who's been found. Because in defence, not one player. In attack, a few players, but none of them really great. The best one suggested is Peter McKiernan, who we've had on loan before, hasn't done that much, and I'd probably rather give Marty Bell a chance if I'm being honest. So 1 near match is from Institute. Don't think we'll be able to get him in, as good as he looks. And then 4 in progress at the moment. What are they like? We've got Dean Ebb. I recognise that name. Has he played in Wales before? He has. Barlatown and TNS. Good enough player, but maybe not the one we're going to want. And then at 27 years of age, there was Stuart Nixon. He can't finish, but he's a good winger. Maybe someone we could sign on the right-hand side. Scored goals for Carrick, looks a decent backup option, but I'd imagine he'll want a decent wage, and for that, probably not worth it for the club. Let's see what he wants. Wants to be a star player, which isn't a good sign. Wants us to improve the midfield, which we're not going to do. And he wants 500 quid a week. That's half of our budget, man. You absolute clown, you're not having that much. We've got 430 quid remaining. We've actually underspent quite a lot. And if it stays as it is at the moment, I might then go and put the scouting budget back up to full and then scout a bit further, because I think that could be more beneficial. In terms of the other players listed there, Darius Ruhi, he scored against us on the opening day, didn't he? But at 25, he's physically not good enough. Would probably be a great number 10. And he is someone that's popped up in the first season in our reports. But no, I don't think he's going to be signing for us. So let's go and get ahead to the rest of the day. We're going to have a look at Linfield, see if they've got anyone to offer us. But I think that's our last resort for signings. Oh, the tempters are at it again. Deadline day, and loads of players I'd been looking at have been loan listed, including Leon Boyd. I've got to try my hand at it. I've got to go for him. We all know how good he is. Let's go for a loan offer. No monthly fee required. Let's try it. Will you come in? If not, John McGovern is not too different in that position, just a little bit older. He wants to play with higher quality players, so we can't do that. The other one was a defender, Darren Mills, because this summer Linfield have been nicking a lot of players from lower division clubs that look great out of the youth intakes. And as they get them, I want to try and loan them. So let's go for Darren Mills now as well. Higher quality players, that's such a shame. So we are a little bit stuck there, but If Leon Boyd comes back and nothing else happens, this is still a good deadline day. Quick look in the under-18s, just in case there's any good defenders about. Craig Leach is not very good. Who else is there? Mick Cooney has got an offer from someone. Who is it? Myola Park, Bangor and Anna United. So similar level clubs, I would suggest. Let's see if we can poach the loan offer for the year. Hopefully have him as a squad player till the end of the season, just to add a little bit of depth at the back. We'll finalise that offer, we'll get through the day, and hopefully one of the two will at least come in. Well, surprise, both of the Linfield players have rejected us, but we have got a sign-in, and it's a familiar name, and it's a former Linfield man. I noticed that someone I went for earlier in the window, Keelan Reid, who Larn poached from Linfield, had an offer from Anna United, and I thought, hang on a minute, you can come here, you're not going there, because earlier in the window, Larn wanted us to pay the wages, 275 quid a week, weren't happening. Now though, they've offered him for nothing on deadline day, and Keelan Reid, centre half and left back, the perfect squad depth I wanted in defence, is into the club. That is the window done, it's a great way to finish, and now we can look ahead to the season, starting with Ballymena tonight. And as we return for kick-off, Jordan Jenkins is due to make his first start after injury. Will Keelan Reid be in the side though? It's a big question. They do start the night bottom in the league, our opponents, but they're expected to be running Ballymena close for the title. So only 2 games in, we've got no idea what to expect. They were in the top tier last year, they should have good players. Let's go and pick our team for tonight's game. A few of them were rested in the week, so they should be alright. And here we go, back to 10 of the same 11 who I think started the opening game. The only player in is our first choice striker, Jordan Jenkins. He won't do the whole match, but it is great to have him back. We saw the impact in the cup in the week off the bench, and now I'd like to see it from the start here, because if he'd played that game against Anna, we would have won. Looking at the squad, Keelan Reid nowhere near fit. There's no point taking a risk here. McGibbon also can't go on the bench because he hasn't signed his deal yet. And then the rest of the squad, yeah, it's pretty much as you'd expect. Becht is on the bench, you'll see him at some point. Loads of youth players on there too. Marty Bell will definitely get on. But let's go and get into it. The 11 in full. Connor Mitchell between the sticks. Edgar and McGill the fullbacks, with Orkin and Farquhar at centre half. Chambers and Levingston in centre midfield. Latifa, who had a great game in the second league match, and Johnston on the wings, with McKee behind Jenkins. The reunited partnership up front. Let's see how they get on. Here we go then, newly promoted versus recently relegated. And in fact, look at the new player at centre half for Ballinamallard. It is Mick Cooney, who we tried to loan from Linfield. They've also got some good players further forward as well. McGuckin up front, he is on loan from Linfield too. Wonder if they're another secret feeder club. Let's go and get through the first half. Hopefully we can get on top. But this is going to be a tough test. Mark McKee inspired? I'll take a performance from you. And early doors, that man is on a free kick. It would not be a bad time to chuck one in the corner. Oh, he almost does. Johnston tips it wide. It's good goalkeeping. And in the second minute, we've had a threat already. Lots of fans in the stadium today as McKee's got the outswinging corner. Towards the back post to Levingston and Orchin. Oh, he's headed it wide. But now we're on the attack again as a ball across the box is cleared away. McGuckin flicks on. It only goes as far as Farquhar. Oh, that could have been a perfect start. Latifa picks it up on the right. We look brilliant here. Levingston forward to Latifa. On the right-hand side, cross into Jenkins. Headed away. Latifa again to Jenkins. Oh, it's a penalty. It is a penalty. What on earth is going on? It's chaos here. It's going to be taken by Mark McKee. And there's the difference Jenkins makes. Nicks in front, wins the spot kick. McKee doesn't take advantage though. Straight at the goalkeeper. It remains 0-0. With 10 gone, that might be the blow to the confidence, because we'd started fantastically. Though we are still on the front foot 5 minutes later as Edgar tries to switch it, headed away and flicked on, but they're not really leaving anyone up. Farquhar goes long to Jenkins, flicks on, heads just wide of the post. Great opportunity goes begging, and with 20 gone, we really should be ahead here. And here we are with just over 10 to the break to go. It's down the right hand side from Ballinamallard. McAleer gets it on the wing, puts the ball into McGuckin. And in a game we've absolutely battered them. It's happening again. If we'd scored that penalty, we'd be out of sight. Jenkins did his job, he won the spot kick. And Mark McKee has cost us. This is frustrating. 1-0 it is to Ballinamallard. It had been a great start to the match. But you don't get the points on how many chances you create and how well you play. you've got to take the shots. And as we've seen all year, every game has been one goal either way. There has been no dominant side. We're not good enough to run away 2-3, 4-0. And we're not that bad at the back. So 1-0 might be the scoreline. I don't know where the goal comes because Jenkins isn't lasting much longer as McKee gets it on the left. Cross into Livingston. Oh, it's in. Great header to the top corner. Flicked by the goalkeeper's left palm, but couldn't do enough to keep it out. Fingertip save wasn't there, and it's 1-1. Livingston to the rescue in the air. Brilliant stuff. With an hour gone, it's 1-1. Jenkins will come off soon. McKee makes amends with an assist. So let's go and make the subs. It will be, not yet because of my superstition. Greer's going to take his free kick on the right. Never make changes during a highlight. McKee tries to win it back, doesn't get there. McKinley back to Greer. Back to Stafford, the skipper and centre-half, and a through ball straight at Mitchell. That's what we needed. Now can we play out? Now can we get forwards? Mitchell rolls out to Edgar. Got an option on the left-hand side, gives it away. Wake up back there. Orchin. Short to Farquhar. Over the top towards Jenkins. He's not going to get to that. Scannell gets there in the middle. Finds McGuckin, the goal scorer. McKee nicks it for Farquhar. It's a scrappy old game. Scannell breaks away though, gets himself in. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's such a poor goal to concede. It's not like us at all. I don't really know what's caused it today, to be honest. It's definitely been our worst defensive moment, but Jordan Jenkins will come off for Marty Bell. Johnston struggling on the left. He'll go off for Lynch. Maybe we go and have a look at Withers, see if we can get him in still, because Johnston hasn't impressed me. At the back, I'm not going to make a change yet, but this is not a good sign so far. Some really worrying moments for us, and 2-1 down. I know against a side expected to do really well, but at the moment, just giving me some cause for concern. We're 10 to go. There are knackered legs out there. Both fullbacks struggling. We'll bring on Ndala for McGill. I'm also going to take off the really poor Farquhar for McGann. And then looking forward, Latifa's not been great. So maybe Buchanan, just bring on one of the youngsters. And hopefully we can find an equaliser. But at the moment, it is a little bit stop-start. We expect the games to be close. And let's be honest, if we'd scored that penalty in the 7th minute, taken those early chances, we would have run away with this game. As it is, we're now struggling in stoppage time. Cooney's header's off the line. And we're going to fall to a 2-1 defeat. We've gone positive to try and chase it, but we actually look worse at the back now. And McCarthy is taking an age on this throw, and I don't blame him either. Long ball in, Orkin heads away. Out for another throw. They're winding down the clock. They're doing it well. Ballinamallard are off the bottom. And for us, the inconsistency continues. It's going to be a lot of 1-0s and 2-1s this year. And as I said, all the way from the start of the summer, we've just got to get on the right end of as many as possible. McCarthy is going to take another 30 seconds. In fact, it has been over that, hasn't it? Throws in long. Headed away by McGann, who's weirdly in the wrong colour strip. But we get through with a 2-1 defeat. And now we face league leaders Ballymena. Doesn't get any easier. We'll be back in a minute for that. Fitness test time. Jordan Jenkins is getting fitter. And we are playing against the leaders. This is going to be a very tough match. Ballymena, yes, we've played them in the Cups. We've lost to them against rotated sides. With their first team, they'll be even better. They've got Albert Press on loan from Linfield, who we tried to loan this year as well. So let's go and have a look at the team. Farquhar, ineligible against his parent club. So KLM Reid will be back in for his second debut. Beck is on international duty, remarkably. So McGivern will make his way onto the bench there. We'll go for that for now, as experienced as possible. So the only change is in defence. Read in for the ineligible Farquhar. The performances, they've been okay all season. But this time, we've got to take our chances. Well, here's the teams with some good players in. Ross Redmond still the skipper. Press on loan from Linfield, who we wanted. Then the likes of McCrudden and Daniel Kearns, very good at this level. Even the bench, Kieran Fannon, he wouldn't even discuss terms with us. Adam Leckie is a solid centre forward. This is a very tricky tie. We've got nothing to lose. Go out and give it your best. Into the first half we go. I can't imagine this one being pretty. Well, it might not be pretty, but so far it's been alright. This doesn't look good though. Free kick from a dodgy area. Of course it's in for 1-0. And it's another game. It's been even. There's been not a lot in it. Been a nice knee slide celebration there. But it's going to be 1-0 at the break. Only their second shot on target. We'd restricted them well. But it's going to be another narrow defeat. And this is the story of the season. Every game is getting settled by the odd goal. and we're coming out on the wrong side of these ones. But these are the sides that we're expected to be in the top half. We can't be too worried about it. When we start to play against the other sides, the relegation favourites, that's when we've got to deliver. With an hour on the clock, we've got to think about subs again. Jenkins building his fitness, but not really quite ready yet. And a few others not getting any service in attack. So, Marty Bell on. This time, I'm going to take Johnston off for Latifa. I'm going to put him as an inverted winger on support. And I'm going to put Buchanan on the right, the youngster. I'm also going to go for Ryan McGivern, who will replace Mark Edgar at left back. In midfield, we've got an anxious Levingston. Do I want to change him? Not really, but he's anxious, so he's coming off for McGann. And we'll save the fifth one a bit later on. But 1-0 down is not a disaster at the minute. We're just trying to cling on in games. And maybe goal difference will be important this year. As it stands, we're going down to 11th. But 1 point separating that bottom 4 or 5. And now we're going to make our final sub because Orkin is on a yellow again, looking aggressive. Let's bring on Ndala for him, and it'll mean a rejig. So McGivern goes as the stopper, Rita left back, and Ndala right back, McGill as the cover, and they're the 5 made. We're not going to chase it because Ballymena can blow us away, but if we get to the 90th minute, we'll go a little more positive. 1-0's not a bad result in this game. If you'd asked me at the start of the year, I'd have been happy with it. Welders are now losing 5-1. We did briefly go back up to 10th, but it's 11th place, and as much as I'm pleased with the performances, as much as we've been in every single game, we have got to start winning soon or we're going to be in big trouble. Maybe not as easy a year as I was expecting, but 1 point separates bottom and 6th place at the end of the day. So overall, not the worst start to the season, but we've got to pick up results. And thankfully, there's some easier league opposition around the corner. Let's have a look at the schedule for when we're next going to be back. So the plan is to get through a lot of the next month. We've got 2 cup games which I'm going to rotate for. We've got 3 home games in the league before the end of this month, including the Welders who are bottom of the league. That is going to be a crucial spell. And we're going to come back, I think, around late October. I'm looking at one of the Ballyclare games, and there may be some of the games around that. So let me know what you think of our start to the season, our transfer work, and our very frustrating performances on the pitch. It's a good sign that we're in each game, and yes, the goals might come once Jenkins reaches match fitness, but there are still going to be a lot of negatives. I did look at Jaden Withers. He's been stolen by Institute already, so no chance of getting him. But if you did enjoy the episode, seeing a bit of struggle, seeing some frustration, not being able to get Leon Boyd back, then please do put a thumbs up on it and subscribe for daily FM23 content. Make sure you check out the mobile first look from earlier today. That's up in the eye above, as is yesterday's head coach. You can also find the Twitch channel for regular live streams and much, much more. But I'll put the mobile review from earlier above my head now. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll see you again in a couple of days' time, as we'll be back with more action at the bottom of the championship.